Hello and welcome to the Late Challenge number 46. I'm Gareth Roberts and I am powered by Lemsip today. I've got out of my flu-ridden bed to do this. We've never worked out what we're meant to do if one of us is sick, and it appears to be come in and do it anyway. I was just going to say, then you don't get sick pay, but you don't get paid for anything. So. No, yeah. So here we are, we're carrying on as usual, trying to make it a positive one today. I need some positivity after a terrible match yesterday against Manchester United, and I'm feeling like this as well the last couple of days. I'm looking for positivity. So what we're going to talk about today is we've been football fans for a long time, a lifetime, and as we've discussed many a time on here, on this show, there's plenty not to love about the modern game at the highest level, but we're still here talking about it, writing about it, devoting time to it, aren't we? So I thought, let's talk about some of the simpler pleasures, untainted by the bullshit. And we've got a couple of books to help us with inspiration for this. Daniel Gray, Extra Time. I've got 50 Further Delights of Modern Football, and Copey's got the one before, which is called Saturday 3 p.m. 50 Eternal Delights.
So I've just turned it away from you, haven't I? You were reading it. 50 Eternal Delights of Modern Football.
Yeah. So we're going to use Dan's book as inspiration should we need any. But I've done a bit of a bullet point list this morning in my pit, and I'm happy with that, and I'm sure we'll be fine. I'm sure everything will work. But before all that, the box. We've got a box. It's for Paul Cope. He doesn't know about the box. It was opened by mistake, mate, just simply because there was a Paul at the house where it arrived. But it is, in fact, for you.
Cheeky bastard opening my box.
I know.
Where's this come from?
I haven't looked into it any further. I don't know anything about it. I don't know what's in it.
Oh, really? You haven't looked at it yourself? No. Well, how has it come to you?
Just open the box. It's a present from a listener, man.
I'm trying to open and keep the mic near me, which is... Do you know what? It's been on my list of things to do, because you said ages ago a couple of people have emailed saying, like, can you sort...
Yeah, and I went back to one and sorted it.
Oh, okay. Thanks, mate. That's very nice of you, isn't it? Because you know what? I was thinking, I need to do that. And obviously, Joe, I just have, as everyone does, an ongoing list of shit to do.
Yeah.
And what I tend to do when that happens is just keep pushing things off the end. That's how I deal with it. And I actually thought to myself, I don't know where it's gonna. I don't know where I'd get it delivered to.
If you missed it, I received a big box on a previous show full of like gifts and Barry's tea and stuff from Ireland. And thanks again, mate, to the lad who sent me all that. And then there was a bit of a thing like, how come no one ever sends Copey anything? And here is indeed some stuff for Copey. So you need to be talking us through your items.
I know, but I'd literally started opening it and then thought, well, we still don't know who it's from, do we? Do you know who it's from?
No. All I've done is bring the box in.
Right, well, I'll tell you.
All I'm telling you is that it got open because where it was delivered, there was, another Paul opened it and then realised it wasn't for him.
I mean, I wonder at what point. Look at the fucking way he's opened it as well.
Well, he's obviously just thought Christmas.
He's opened it like a five guy, literally with the lads.
He's only a teenager, lad. Get off his back.
Fucking hell, teenager though. Is this how you open a box?
Maybe.
This is my dad coming out to me now.
What's the cup? Come on, you need to talk us.
Well, I was just going to say,
listening, not just watching.
I know, but I was just going to say, but we're going to have to find out who it's from as we go through it. So the first thing I've opened here is a that's lovely, isn't it? A mug. Paul Cope, trust me, I'm a lawyer.
There you go.
It's nice, isn't it?
I think that's because you never mentioned that, you see.
Yeah, well, they're probably aware of the fact they used to be from some other podcast and think I should tell people. What's this?
Hello, professional
a live sound card.
Oh, is this like we can make sound effects on the show?
I think so.
Woo!
Hang on. They've said this to me, so that means if I get control of this, you'd be fucking gutted, wouldn't you?
Wow.
Yeah, fucking looks boss.
Perfect.
Is this Dylan? Have you sent me this?
Hey, that's good.
Hey,
it's
a nice little present.
Looks like a Specky. Looks like a ZX Spectrum 48K, one for the kids.
Yeah, there's probably more fucking computing power in that than there was in a Spectrum.
That's boss, that, isn't it?
Boss, that.
Tell you what.
Yeah, right, and there's one last big box inside the big box.
Sorry, there might be a bit of coughing in this show. They'll
it's
try and
already
edit
an
it
audio.
out.
Oh, there we go. I knew there must be a letter in there. Right, should I open the letter? Should I do the letter first?
Dear Paul, I love you.
Yeah, this is dangerous, isn't it? It's a very nice letter, to be fair, mate. Like, look at this.
No?
Very, very well written. Dear Copey, I haven't written a letter in a while, so wasn't it? Should I read it out loud? Or should I read it in my own head first?
Yeah.
I haven't written a letter in a while, so wasn't sure what to write to start it. I remember the episode where Robbo was showered with gifts, so I'm trying to balance the scales. I'm sending you a care package. I hope you enjoy it. The shows are amazing. The producer Zoom calls are always fun. Makes me feel guilty because we haven't fucking sorted one for a couple of weeks, have we?
Soz about that.
Soz about that. All round, an amazing job by the both of you. Keep not following your agendas. Keep ranting and keep podcasting. Your mate, Delon, who's on our producer's show.
Oh, yeah.
We had the chat with him last time. Up the Reds. Get in. Follow, like, subscribe. Nice.
Oh, the boss reference.
Thank you, mate, for all of this.
Thing?
Well, we'll get into this.
The traps.
This is, yeah, that'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Be funny if they were like pony or something.
Gola. This is a proper
Travel fox.
for the audio listener. It looks like it's still in its plastic bag from when it was delivered, and it looks like a big shoebox.
So far you've got a soundboard, a cup, a letter.
I mean, I feel a bit bad for Del on here because he's
wanted to do it, mate. It's fine.
No, what I mean
Accept
is,
the
I
love.
feel like he spent some dough on this. What's this? Munchies.
Where's it come from as well? Does it say?
Which?
Like, where's it, like what area of the world does it come from? Does it say on it? No?
Does it send them
Like the other one had been from Ireland, hadn't it? The one I got sent.
I think he's.
Yeah, I guess that bit.
Isn't he in London?
You open your thing there. Not sure how great a content all of this is. But,
Yeah.
but it's cost them a flim to send.
Remember, this was your idea. I love the way you're always obsessed with how much it cost them to send.
Yeah, so it must have been. I'm going to say it was from within the British Isles.
I'm saying he's in London.
Right. What's that?
I think it's one of those boxes that's fucking. I'm gonna have
What
to
are you
open it.
lad? Right. See,
I'm gonna have to open it like you're fucking.
You were
fat.
ripping the other lad for like the way you open that. You need to get stuck in here.
I don't like opening. Oh, crisp.
Get in. Ooh, can't quite do one of them. Get in.
Fucking hell.
Yes, now Space Raiders.
Shitloads.
Can see Space Raiders.
I wonder if it.
Discos. Finger nicking, knick-knack nonce.
Transformer snack.
They're good.
Didn't you do them?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm thinking this might be? Is it all the ones
Saucy barbecue transformer snack. Good choice then.
He's done a lot of ones we've done here, you know. Space Raiders.
Space Raiders always good. Beef flavour there, get
fucking
in.
hell, mate.
Tangy Toms.
You've excelled yourself here.
Tangy Toms are good.
Tangy Toms, frazzles.
Yeah.
Scampi fries.
Oh no.
You're not into them?
No. Absolute breath.
Well, there's a whole fucking box of them here. Thank you, mate.
What's that? Get in. Okay, that was the box.
That was lovely. Thank you very much.
That was a complete surprise to Paul Cope. He's a lawyer. Trust him. Okay, we're going to.
I've got a load of stuff on my desk. I don't know what to do with now.
Okay, so returning to what the show's actually about then. We're going to do footy. We're going to do the simple pleasures of footy. So I put something at the very top of my bullet points for inspiration that I knew like would mean absolutely nothing to Copey, but I did that on purpose. So I put just the general excitement, and then I put cannon hand. So there's probably only one person like actually listening to the show who understands that. Obviously I will now explain. So when we were much younger, so even like say 20 years ago, like when Liverpool had the treble cup winning season, as you're supposed to call it, because it's not the treble, is it? It's a treble. That was like that was a fantastic season to be a Red. That is like one of my favourites still to this day. Like, and like, I was obviously what then, 25, 26 or whatever. And it's fair to say, I think then I got a lot more excited about every aspect of the process. And me and my mate Johnny, who I've always gone the match, or I've gone the match for a long time, he had this mate Cannon, that was his surname. who when they were kids, when he got excited about anything, he'd go like this, and like he'd go like yes, and like he'd waft his hands around.
I mean, this is a great audio show, isn't it?
I know, yeah. Or then we used to say, I've got absolute cannon hand about going to the Cardiff on Saturday, that the view. So that's cannon hand.
Oh, nice.
But do you feel like, like as time's gone on, like do you still get as excited sometimes about some of it, or are you just all a bit, are you dulled by life compared to then?
Dulled by life generally.
Yeah.
we could go down a slippery slope.
Positive, yeah.
Let's stay positive. Yeah, I was thinking about this watching the match yesterday. No doubt we'll talk about this on the Liverpool show, but I just had this mad thought as I was watching it, thinking I'd rather be watching a film, a motion picture. I can't call them movies anymore, can I? Motion picture. I was sitting there thinking, do I prefer watching footy now, or do I prefer watching movies? And I thought to myself, I don't know why this is how fucking boring the match was, obviously.
Yeah, it was bad.
There was space for this in my head. And I thought to myself, actually, like the best footy game you'll ever go to is well better than the best movie you'll ever see, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, they're all you get from it. But it's actually nice reading through some of the bits in this book, because it reminds you of like, and I think, do you know what, maybe in the new year, that might be something I'll look at doing, like starting to get a bit more enjoyment back about the match, because I do wonder, and we've talked about this a bit over the months, haven't we? And we've seen other people say, is it just the Premier League that gets you down a bit? Because loads of this stuff has got fuck all to do with the stuff you enjoyed. And I remember I used to say this to my mates years ago even, like going the match, like watching the fuzzy is not the best bit of going the match. It's all this other stuff.
Yeah, 100%.
Going the match is actually just an excuse to do all the other stuff.
Yeah.
And all, like loads of these examples that he's got in his book, which I love and brings a smile to your face, it does make you feel all warm, doesn't it? Whereas the games themselves are often shit. And I think going where I've gone with footy now, which is like watching it by myself at home a lot of the time, that just highlights the fact that the game is just shit. Do you know what I mean?
It's moments, isn't it? It's moments a lot of the time, like, and especially in a game like that where, Dave comes to set up in a certain way, and yeah, we'll do all that properly on the Liverpool show, as you say. But I do like, I'm the same as you, like I like these books by Dan, and I liked just sort of putting a bit of a list together this morning as well, because, it reminds you of, why you fell in love with it and what inspired you as a kid and all that kind of stuff. Like I've put down Floodlights, and I don't know whether that's in Dan's books. Probably is. I can't remember the first one. It's a while since I read that. But Floodlights to me, like, is a thing, because the reason I put Floodlights down is where I grew up in Highton, there was a footy ground. Well, it was a rugby ground originally, and then it was a footy ground. And it was literally like, stone's throw from the house. And if I looked out my bedroom window when they were playing, the floodlights were on, do you know what I mean? And so it was like, and I don't know, there was just something about that. It was like, boss, like there's a game of footy happening there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then over time, I'd like, go over and climb the wall or get through the fence and say like, who's this? What's happening? Who's this team? Do you know what I mean? And like slowly but surely ended up sort of going to those games as well, because it was, it was only there. But away from that as well, like that's non-league obviously, but if I walked up to say, or got the bus up to say, well no, if I walked up to like by the Bluebell and Highton, and definitely if I got the bus up into like Prescott, you're looking down on Liverpool then, do you know what I mean? If Liverpool were at home, obviously you could see the floodlights of Anfield, and it always used to like amaze me as a kid. It was like, like Mecca or something, like this place where I really wanted to go, but it was out of reach and I wasn't allowed to go there, and I had no one to take me. And, I didn't end up going to my first game until I was into my teens, like 14, I think was my first game, because no one in the family was into it to take me. My dad wasn't, or anything like that. And like, I remember thinking it was almost like taking the piss, because remember my dad needed something from like Taskers or something once, and there's a Taskers, I don't know if it still is there, but anyway, was a Taskers in Anfield. And I remember going with him to get something on a match day, and I was like, this is just like, tantalising, this, like, do you know what I mean? I can not only see the floodlights now, I can see everyone walking up to the game, and it's only there. Why can't I just go, you know what I mean?
Taskers, that was at the top of my nan's old road. It was literally at the bottom of the hill from the ground, isn't it?
That's what I mean. That's how close I got, but not actually there. And another sort of floodlight floodlighty connected thing was I got into going later on when I was being to some Liverpool games by that point. I got into going to Tranmere on a Friday night. So I used to just get a save away, which for the uninitiated means you could go all around Merseyside on a scratch-off ticket for very cheap. And yeah, just travel from Ayton to Birkenhead and go and watch Tranmere Rovers on a Friday night with like Aldo, etc. involved, and that was boss.
That was a thing for our age, though, wasn't it? Like our age, like generation.
I thought it was a great
I've often
idea.
thought I don't understand why they don't still do that. Like,
I don't.
Get into Liverpool and Everton fans and say, because you used to get. Did you used to get those little? You used to get like mini. It was like a 5-game season ticket book. Did you used to get them? Do you remember them? And they do like, so you wouldn't have to buy the whole season, but you get 5 at a time. And get this little booklet.
For Tranmere was this?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
And you go on a Friday night and it'd be fucking boss. And it was dead cheap. You go over with your mates and have a pint and all that, and it was great.
Wasn't it? Yeah, really good. And they had some really good sides and some really good players. Like, remember, like, you know, they had Nevin, didn't they? And Johnny Morrissey and Kenny Irons and all these type of people, like Eric Nixon in goal, Johnny King, the manager before Aldo, I think. Yeah, and like I used to enjoy all that as well. Like there's a thing I've said on here before, just to go on a tangent for a moment, but like I do wonder about sort of how, and maybe this includes us, even the old asses, like how we consume footy in the modern age compared to how we did. So like, you know, I look at like my lad as a reference point and like, you know, he's into like FIFA and all that kind of stuff. And even when he plays FIFA, like, you know, obviously you can just play against your mate. We can do all that weird shit where I don't fully understand that, to be honest. I'm going to sound like an old man, but you know, you do all that, you build a team and there's all these weird little badge things and all that. So he does all that. And that's sound. I guess you get to know about players and you get to know about teams, but it's all very like superstar-ish. Do you know what I mean? So it's all like, you know, Messi, Ronaldo, whatever, you know, players of that ilk. Whereas when I used to go and watch Tranmere, I knew who all the players were, because I used to read the Pink Echo from front to back. Yeah. And I would know about like, I'd know who the managers of like non-league sides were. I'd probably know a bit about amateur footy as well. Because, you know, like, because there wasn't just this like huge wealth of information continually on tap about footy. I think you like valued it a bit more, do you know what I mean? Yeah. And like other things, like, you know, I spotted in Dan's book, he said like having a soft spot for another team. And like, I remember I had that because, you know, first and foremost, I've always been a Liverpool fan. But like, I definitely, you know, did enjoy the Tranmere thing. I even went and watched them at Wembley. And Knowsley United as well was another one. Later, Prescott Cables, when Knowsley disappeared off the map. Things like that. But my dad went to school with Ray Mathias. He's like a Heighton lad. And he's like Tranmere legend. But he also ended up being manager of Wigan Athletic for a while. And so because there was that connection, I'd look out for how they were doing. Do you know what I mean? Like no other reason. Like, do you know what I mean? About no connection to Wigan. But it was just that someone that went to school with me dad was the manager. So that was interesting to me, you know what I mean? And like I say, now, you know, obviously the Pink's well gone. And I think now we like operate, or a lot of footy fans like operate more in like a bubble, in like an echo chamber of, you know, like all you get is your information about Liverpool and you don't really care about anything else. You don't ever go beyond that. You don't look into local football maybe as much and things like that. Although, all that said, you know, to be contrarian to myself, you know, like the likes of Marina getting fantastic attendances compared to what they used to get when I used to go years and years ago. So who knows? But I definitely think there's been like a change in how...
I was just going to say, I think that is a shift, isn't it? I think there are more and more people just getting disillusioned with the big stuff and going, this is what I'm in it for. Yeah. Like, and that's what you've been, haven't you? And I've heard quite a few people talk about going to lower division stuff and saying, yeah, this is the footy I wanted to watch. Yeah. This is the footy I grew up with. What we go and watching on a Saturday now, Sunday, that's on Sky. Tuesday, Wednesday, yeah, exactly. Whatever, yeah. It's just not, is it? It's not what we grew up with. Yeah. It's not. It's funny. Actually, it'd be interesting, like, because we're old and fucking middle age and all that now, and yeah, I think life does just change a bit as you get older. But it'd be interesting chatting to kids and seeing whether they still have all this same stuff. I guess there is some of it still going on, but I don't know how much of it there is. Like one of the things you put on your list was like funny shouts, and you put "Do they still happen?" and things like we've talked about, the hot dog stand and stuff. There's some of the stuff I just feel like was it just a bit, it was better when it was old. Like even like, going to the club shop and stuff like that. There was something better about it going to the club shop when the club shop was shit. It was just like a shed on the ground. Whereas now it's like going to a superstore. You're like, so what? I go to Bosch shops all the time. Like I don't like going shopping. Yeah,
it's all bright and shiny now.
Exactly.
It's not like
there's just something about it being a bit shit, isn't there? And even like golden goal and stuff like that.
Yeah,
there's just sort
goal.
Like the fellas shouting the stuff like
hat scarf on your badge.
Exactly. All those things. Like. There's just something about that gives you the feels about like going, and I don't know. I don't know whether maybe we are just getting a bit old, and if I was chatting to a 10-year-old who goes now, they'd be like, it's still the same, or whether there has just been a bit of a shift.
Well, I mean, I liked it with my lad. Like he's obviously getting into going to Liverpool, but there's the problem of getting him a ticket and how I can do that on a regular basis. It's like, it's like splitting the atom to get a ticket for Liverpool. But I mean, like off his own back, he went to Marine with his mates. And I was like, get in.
Oh, yeah,
boss.
nice.
You know what I mean? A few other things as well. I guess this is sort of like Floodlight related as well. I've put on my list there, when you see a ground from like a plane or a train, that's boss, isn't it? You know what I mean? Like you're looking out, whose ground's that?
Yeah.
Is that Stockport County?
Yeah.
Or whatever it might be, you know what I mean?
It's always Stockport County.
Yeah. But and again, if the floodlights are on and it's nighttime, even better. Do you know what I mean? Like, what's going on there? Who are they playing? All that kind of stuff. And obviously, boss, when you go abroad, because you're not even likely to know it. Then I watched something the other day. It's like what was it? Some kind of like spy thing. I don't know if it was Slow Horses. It was something else, I think. Anyway, but there was a scene where they were in Turkey. And part of it was like filmed at a footy ground, and straight away I'm like, whose ground's that?
Yeah.
Googling it. I seen something on Google, it was, that's specific, that's that, yeah.
But even then, like, because you watched Ted Lasso, didn't you?
Yeah.
And like where that ground, it's like, whose ground is that? But there's something about it, and there's something about like if I went to an away game now, I'd probably want to go to Luton. Right, because it's just like shit. Do you know what I mean? It's old school. You walk down a street, there's just a fucking gate there, that's where you go in.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, like the Spurs Stadium and the Bayern Munich Stadium and the new Real Madrid Stadium, obviously they're incredibly impressive and fancy and futuristic and all that, but the sort of about it, I'm just like, nah.
I know what you mean. Yeah, no, 100%.
Just like a big shine. I have the same with architecture. So like, I often think this, if you're a billionaire, why don't you go and build another Liver building? Take 20 years building something that takes, fucking craftsmanship, and you've got to get the stone and all that, instead of building big glass fucking things that are going to fall down in 20 years. Who gives a fuck? There's just something about that for me. It's like, have something with a bit more substance to it.
Definitely. I mean, we've said on here before, haven't we? And in fact, I see it as a City fan, that I sort of know that don't really just, from online type of thing. But when the last time round, when there was a big conversation about, what they might get and how many points they might get docked and all that kind of stuff, he'd put, and I thought, I can see what he means. There'll be loads of people that just won't get that view at all. So he's always been a City fan. No, and I think he's probably about our age. And for the whole time that I've known of his presence on Twitter, like he goes the match, and like he did do before the money, and that's what he was sort of saying. He was like, I'll just always go no matter what. And he's like, if you're saying to me that we'll suddenly get thrown into League One, so I'll be a laughter. Do you know what I mean? And I was like, I get that. And loads of people won't be like, what you want to win things and you want to do this and you want to do that. Yeah, you do, but like equally it's still your club though, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
And I do think, I heard someone at the weekend, they were just talking about stuff in between the games and that, and someone just made that line that loads of people say, oh, no one wants to see City win the league every year. Like it becomes boring. And I think it was Kelly Cates said, well, maybe City fans would want that. And I actually thought to myself, I don't think they would. Because for City fans, winning the league every year would become boring. It just becomes
it's Liverpool fans and Man United. Yeah, Liverpool fans and Man United fans who, during their periods of respective dominance have said, got boring in the end.
Yeah.
Like, like that QPR one, 1990. It was like...
We've mentioned that a couple of times. It's infamous, isn't it?
Yeah.
That like just fellas in the pub afterwards going, I won the league.
Yeah. Hope they're
Sound, what are you doing later? I've got to go to shops with my missus and that. You're like, We just won the fucking league.
Yeah, mad. I've gone for as well, noise of a great tackle. And the reason I put this in, well, that is boss. I mean, I think you get it less and less now, obviously, in the way it's gone with how games are officiated and all the rest of it now. But I went to a game when they relaxed the COVID rules a little bit, and they basically said that sort of low-level games, like amateur games and stuff like that, it was all right for there to be like a crowd again, essentially. And at the time, I was living down sort of Dingle ways. And so I was like looking everywhere, it's like, right, okay, where's there a footy game I can go and watch? And South Liverpool played a friendly in inverted commas, against AFC Liverpool at Jericho Lane, like. And I went down with my mates, and it was boss. And it was just like proper old school. And there was these two fellas in midfield, and like the ball bounced between them, and they both sort of like, sprinted up full twat and just went into each other. And I was just on the side, go, yes! Yes! And like neither of them flinched down, like sort of like bounced off each other and just got up. And went, and what, like, you know what I mean? And I was like, get in,
proper old school.
Yeah. So stuff like that, that's proper like, hairs on the back of your neck job. We done the noises. Yeah, noises.
But you know there's one in this that jumped out at me was sliding tackles in the mud.
Yeah,
and that's old school,
gone,
isn't it?
Because the grass is too perfect now, isn't it?
Whereas, and I actually thought, as I read that, I thought, God, I miss doing a sliding tackle in the mud.
Mud, when the ball got stuck in the mud as well, when we had the old crap pitches, like.
But I talk about that even for playing. Do you mean I used to turn up? I used to love playing, and you turn up and the grass. Sometimes the grass would just be perfect, and just enough rain, just for Joe. So you'd look at it and go, be able to do boss sliding tackles today, and even like not playing properly, but you'll just go in the park and coming in. That feeling of, and I was talking about this the weekend. Like, there's a bit of sadness around this for me. Like, I just don't. I think I might have mentioned this before. Where I live, there's a big like field opposite the house, and the lads next door play footy. They've got a goal, and when I saw it, it's like, honestly, every time I see them playing footy, it fills me up again. I'm like, get in, lads. Do you know what I mean? Outside playing footy, fucking having a kick around.
In your boots, like taking them out. And
that's what I feel like doing. But I remember you were like that. You'd go around the park and you'd come home just covered in mud. And my mum would be like, what have you been doing? Like, just doing loads of slide tackles, basically. And it was great. Like, that feeling was amazing.
Yeah, the funny shouts thing, which I had down, like, I mean, I don't have to talk about this on this show or the one after, because there's been a big thing post the United match about atmosphere again and all that. And I always think, like, it's not a short answer, it's a long answer. It's lots of reasons, not one reason. But I think one of the reasons is that undoubtedly, like, the big clubs like Liverpool, like Manchester United, like, for big games as well, the makeup of the people who you're getting in there just isn't the same makeup as what it once was.
Yeah.
And that's affecting the atmosphere 100%.
Yeah.
Like, because I go regularly, and like there's a group round me, including my mate next to me, who go regularly. And then, my mate is a little bit further down on the cop, and he's similar. And what we both said after the game there, loads of people around us there who've never seen them before. Because what people are doing and what people have always done is flog me ticket for that one, and some tourist will pay 300 quid or whatever.
Yeah.
And guess what? When they've rocked up and paid 300 quid and come from wherever, they don't want to sing, shout, and I mean, obviously, that's a bit of a sweeping statement, but you know what I mean? I don't think it helps.
Yeah, but
because I think about, like when I first started going back to what I said before, like when I was 14 or whatever, I went with my mates from school. It was the standing cop. We stood together, our little group, and we would sing, shout, make up songs, say daft things because we were by our mates. And like, now it's virtually impossible to be able to get next to your mates. You know what I mean? You're all dotted all over the show. You might get to know the people you are standing by eventually because you just by them for years. I know some of the people I'm by, but think as well, like, as ended up talking about it here. It's an aging crowd as well. I'm not exactly a spring chicken myself, and then there's people who are older than me around me, and like, because of the way tickets are, no one's giving them up because you won't get them back again, or it's not like you can choose to give it up for a bit unless you pass it on to your mate for a bit or whatever. But the way it's gone, it's like you know, it's the Willy Wonka golden ticket to have a season ticket to Anfield. And like, you can't put your name down I can't put my name down for me lad. The list's closed. It's not a thing. You know what I mean? So why would I give mine up? Even if I didn't, you know what I mean? Even if I wasn't feeling it for a bit.
And you're right. It goes back to what you said before. There's loads in, isn't it? Because it's not even just that. We mention often that first episode of Brookside. I mentioned it last week.
Oh, yeah.
And like, where they're just casually talking about, will they go the match later that day? And you've said yourself, like, there's literally I love this about conspiracy theories in the world, when there's literally a fucking document you can read. Do you know, people are like, that's a conspiracy theory? You're like, it's not. It was a fucking plan. You can read the document. It's hidden in like plain sight.
Blueprint for football.
The blueprint for football. Like, basically, let's turn it into a middle class sport.
Yeah.
And the shout you're talking about, and it is always hard to talk about any of this stuff, because you are always, especially publicly, you're always putting yourself at risk of being labelled something. Do you know what I mean? Like, whether it's ageist or racist or xenophobic or whatever it is. You're like, but classist, yeah. But the reality is, you know, it's more of a working class thing to shout, fuck off you couldn't trap a pig in an alley. Isn't it? Isn't it? Like, that's just, like, I've worked, hey, I'm a lawyer, if I haven't mentioned before. I've worked in corporate law firms. You're less likely to get a fucking partner from a corporate law firm shouting, fuck off you, sausage dinner at Kevin Davis, than you are a fucking working class fella from a factory, aren't you? Yeah. That's just fucking life. And that's not, I'm not labelling everyone the same here. Of course, we've all worked with mad people in different places and different walks of life. Of course we have. But it's the same with, you know, someone coming over. I was with someone I know really well from Singapore a few weeks ago. She's a big Liverpool fan. She'd come over for the game. She was made up. She sings all the songs. She contributes to the atmosphere and all of that. And that's great. It's still not the same as that fella shouting that thing and giving that vibe, is it? That's just true. And I think everybody talking rationally and reasonably about it would say the same thing. And I'm not saying there's anything you can do about it or should do about it, but it's just the way it is
the way it's gone. 100%. How are we doing for time, Ian?
We've done about half an hour.
We've done about half an hour. We should probably do a little bit more on this then. Have you got any that, like, you know, you think yourself or you spotted?
I picked them up before. I should have written them down. One of the others jumped out. It was when the ball goes in the crowd. I've spent my entire life of footy matches thinking, what would I do if the ball came to me? Do you have that?
Yeah.
Like, because when you see, and it happens, it's not just in footy, is it? You're like, you'll see it in baseball where someone takes a fucking catch and everyone's like, fucking good catch, that lad. And you're like, yeah, well in. And I've always thought that.
I saw someone in the main
the header.
Yeah, I was going to say that I love that. I seen someone in the main stand do that once and it was perfect as well. So he must have just got onto that. It was like coming perfect. Stood up proper, like took the step back and just went and like cleared, like got it back on the pitch. And like literally everyone was like, get in.
That is like quality. The stuff of dreams are made of, isn't it? Like that fella will be telling that story for the rest of his life. 100%,
yeah. I was at Anfield one. Well, I am, without grassing anyone up here or getting anyone into trouble, someone I know, let's just say that, went to Sheffield United the other week away, and came back with the footy.
Oh, nice.
So it went to them and they just stuck it up the goat.
I love it.
And like, you know, I got sent a picture of it because I was meant to be going to that game, and then last minute this ticket fell through and I couldn't go with them. But yeah, I got a picture off them on the way back saying, look what's on our coach.
Nice. But you know what though, even that, and this is our fucking demographic, isn't it? So middle-aged shit. There's something even less special about that now because there's loads of fucking footies. Like when we were growing up, think about this, how funny this was. They had one footy. So do you remember, like at the top level of English football, if the ball went in the crowd and someone robbed it, or if the ball went out the stadium, which used to happen, didn't it, when the grounds were smaller, like they would literally be like, well, that's the ball. Yeah. So we need to go and get another ball from somewhere.
I don't know if you got on, like we keep doing loads of crossover here, but it is what it is. I don't know if you got onto it, like watching at home, but yesterday against the Manx, the ball boys are at 100% being briefed to like get that ball back, get that ball, get it fed back, get it back on, because they obviously knew that United were trying to time waste, and there was all that nonsense with every goal kick they got. And like they were like throwing it into the chest and like taking it dead quick. Because there was a couple of throws that looked like foul throws to me, I thought, because they were trying to get it back on the pitch that quick.
Yeah, I thought the same. It's funny that there's one that jumped out to me until I find some others. And this is a funny story. I had like the one here was there's two. I've got two stories. I'll do the quick one first. We mentioned it just before we started recording. Seeing players outside of context. Have you got any? I think I've told my one about Fernando Torres when I was walking down the street, like, and it was for work. I was walking through town. I was like, do you let on to someone? And you think I know him, but and it was Fernando Torres. But the weirder one I had, which is a proper like niche one, is I was in John Lewis doing like a bit of shopping. Do you know, like Saturday when there's no footy and you're with your missus and you're doing the stuff you fucking you don't want to do, blah, blah, and then I'm like, and there was another couple there, and I just looked at this fella. And he just looked like a dead normal fella, but when you recognise him, and I just led on to him. I mean, it was my ex at the time. She went to me, who's that? I remember going, I don't know. I can't remember can't realise where I recognise him from. And it was Fabio Aurelio.
You just led on to him.
Led on to him. But he just looked like Joe, because he was just like Joe. When you think about it, Fabio Aurelio, Torres was like Joe, proper flowing golden locks at the time, star strike and all that. Fabio Aurelio was just the left back. Do you know what I mean? And that's what he looked like in town. He was just like some fella.
I saw Garcia coming out of French Connection in town. And I think I did the let on thing as well. Because you just do, don't you? You do it and then you're like,
because you just recognise them.
Just let on to Garcia there.
They must get that all the time, mustn't they? You're going, all right, mate. The other one I had of that though was, so the other one here was, is it striking up a football conversation on a social occasion? The story that reminded me of this. I always remember this. I remember this, it must have been when I was about 19, right? And when I took this girl out on a date, met her in town, asked her out. She said, yeah. And we went out and we were in Bar in the city centre. And we'd been out for about 10 minutes. And then all of a sudden, and you're just like, if it was me now, I'd just call her out on it. But back then I was just like, didn't say anything. A mate turns up in Bar with her fella. And honestly, it was like the shittest acting you've ever seen in your life. The girl I'm on a date with, it's like, oh my God, look who it is. And the mate's like, oh my God, literally hands on face. Oh my God, fancy seeing you here. And you're like, well, it's fucking obvious you've arranged to meet each other. So clearly the girl I'd taken out on a date was thinking, I want to back up here in case this date's shit. So I'm going to arrange for my mate and her fella to bump into us. And you're like, fucking hell. So anyway, but the funny thing about the story was it properly backfired on them, because obviously what they thought was, well, we can chat to each other. The two girls can chat to each other because they're best mates. And if they're happy to, and we'll just fucking be on the date then, whatever. I just went to the lad, all right, mate, what's your name? And he was like, all right. And I think we had a little chat like, bit blag this, isn't it? They were like, and he was like, yeah, definitely. And then we did the Uja support thing. And we just fucking got on like a house on fire and started talking about footy and chipped them. And like they were like, there was at one point where me and him were having a bevy and having a laugh and talking about the game. And the two girls were just sitting there quietly, like looking at us like, this wasn't what the fucking plan was. It's like, yeah, fucking serves you right.
Yeah,
but,
and Liggy.
Yeah, but it's that, isn't it? Like that's something footy does, is wherever you are, whoever you meet. And it is that thing for non-footy fans. I do always feel sorry for non-footy fans, but you know when you do that thing where you go to someone, who do you support then? And they go, oh, I'm not really into footy. I've had that a couple of times in my life in this city.
Yeah, and you go,
and gone. So I'm like, how'd you survive? Yeah. How'd you survive in this city not liking footy?
What do you mean you're not really? How does that work?
Yeah.
The one I was going to give a shout to was animals on the pitch, because I mean obviously we've had the cat, haven't we, at Anfield? A cat. But that reminds me as well, you know, like my thing of like not only going to Anfield but going to like local footy and all that as well. Me and Cara went to a playoff. I think it was a playoff for promotion, and it was between City of Liverpool FC and Litherland Remacher. And their ground, Litherland, there's like a running track around it. So and then like a little stand and stuff. And like it was quite like a big attendance on the day. There was quite a lot of people there. But what was dead funny was, and like Cara buzzed off, I just thought it was like quality. It was these absolute, like, so you're watching the match and like it was a good game and everyone's getting stuck in and level was good and all the rest of it. And obviously a lot riding on it. And then just in the middle of a game, this like lid all in black on his mountain bike just did like along the running track from one end to the other, you know, a wheelie. And it was like, that's wild. But good. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, he was good at it, you know what I mean? Yeah. And it was like, you know, it was like this additional entertainment while the game was going on. Lid on bike, you know what I mean? And like, Cara still says sometimes, remember that lid on the bike? And I was like, oh yeah, good that one.
Like, isn't it funny how shit, like me and you often talk about like, oh, memories being shit, but certain things like that just stick in your head. It's like your brain goes, I'll remember that one.
The lid on the bike, yeah.
Why are we remembering that? It's like, it's entertaining, isn't it?
Yeah.
There was what I just found here that made me laugh. And you get, and again, some of these you just don't get as much anymore, but physio races. I used to get that. Like both physios coming on at the same time. And like, who's the fastest here? And I remember we had one once. He was like, he's fucking well faster than everyone else. Can't remember which one it was, but it always made me laugh.
Yeah, there was one. It was a game I was watching the other week. I actually can't remember what it was, on the telly. And the fella, he was really fast, the physio, like really fast, because even the commentator was like, sprinting. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, that is defo a thing. I love that.
I mean, we got this last year, but brackets in score. I've always loved brackets in score lines, where it's like, because it's so like 7. Yeah, like, it is fucking 7, lad. That's absolutely.
We'll move on from these, but if you like the sort of general concept of them, and why wouldn't you? And we haven't actually read out, like, you know, he's probably much more eloquent than either of us are, to be fair.
He's actually we're just going off the content.
We're just going off like the thing, but like on each one, he's written like a really well put together book as well. I mean, someone's on the back of this says, Gray writes like Lowry paints, superb. So yeah, those are just like little nice books about footy that maybe sort of restore some of your faith in the game, and nice artwork as well. I didn't want to just do footy today. I thought we'd go back to the idea of like, let's do something newsy. And so I'd just written on my agenda like any newsy bits, and I left the gap. And so I was having a look today in my pit with the flu. And I ended up down a Daily Mail rabbit hole. And it's not the first time that's happened. And like, some of it's a bit grinchy after being positive in the first bit of the show. But I just thought, you know, some of it, I mean, you know, ignoring the mad sort of scenarios that they seem to come up with, like, some of it, like, if I can ever get this link to work. So one was a restaurant, and it was like a piece. I mean, quite why it needs to have a whole piece, I'm not entirely sure, but that's the Mail for you. The headline is, I was at a fancy restaurant when a couple gave their toddler an iPad to watch a loud cartoon, so I let them know how I felt. And when you read it, it's like incredibly like, fuck off, will you? So it's like, you know, we were at a fancy restaurant and our night was ruined by these parents who did this. And then it goes on about how posh this restaurant was, and said the next thing all I can hear is fucking Bluey. Which made me laugh.
Someone said that to us once in the comments on this show, because I was talking about Steve and Maggie. And someone was like, fucking hell, I come here to get away from Steve and Maggie.
Yeah. Well, that's how you end up, isn't it? If you're like a parent and you're just exposed to like In the Night Garden or Peppa Pig or something over and over again, the last thing you want is more of that, you know, like, I don't want to be reminded of Baby Shark.
Well, there's a funny crossover story for this, though. I mean, my brother-in-law who loves a bevy, he's a Blue, and he said once they were in the pub after the game, and everyone's just starting songs and singing footy songs, and he said he just stood up on the table and went, and because all his mates were a similar age with similar age kids and all that, and he just stood up and started singing like the song from Barney, and this whole pub of fucking fellas bevied singing the Barney song. And I was like, yeah, that's because you're fucking sitting listening to that so often.
This piece though, and a couple of these pieces that I found, just proper seem like did not happen of the year award.
But you know what's funny? Like the 3 I've read, because I never read the Mail other than when we're doing stuff like this. They're all written in the same tone, aren't they? You get onto that. It's all like...
That's what I mean. It's just someone in the
fucking-
bills sitting at home making things up and sending it
But it
into
could
the
all be...
mail.
No, but it could all be real, couldn't it? But
Well, it
even
could
so,
be, but
the
it's all-
style of writing is like...
You know, you don't bring a 3-year-old to a restaurant whose bill will come to over $700. Hire a babysitter or go to a family restaurant. That's why they exist. Like, not being funny, if you just spoke to someone like that in a restaurant, there's a good chance you're getting chinned or that you're getting that iPad wrapped around your grid.
Yeah.
There's
There's a lot of stories like this that I often think, God, this didn't happen in a city like ours. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. And but what I would say though, and when I read it, it was like, okay, I'm not even sure it's real, and like it feels like someone's just made this up, and it's one of them blag things that the Mail has, which is plenty of. But I did think it is a thing, not the toddler thing, but just like, so I had an incident the other day where I went for a brew with a mate, like met a mate, having a catch up and all that, and someone comes in, dog, computer, gets their brew, sets their computer up, obviously doing a bit of work or whatever, but then gets the phone out and is like typing on the computer in the middle of this coffee shop, like, but as a call for work on the speakerphone.
Not in headphones.
No, just on the speakerphone. And like to the point where like I'm sitting directly opposite my mate trying to have a conversation and all I can hear is that. And I'm like, that's a bit much. And I never said nothing or did anything. Might have done one of them, like, a few little glances over, but I just think like that's moody, innit? Like, just put the headphones in or you know what I mean? Or just don't.
I see more and more of this lately. I do feel like I went to, well, I'll probably talk about this on the next show. We've got loads of shows to fill this week. But I went to the kids' Christmas plays and I'm just seeing more and more, like, I've seen a few like YouTube shorts, people talking about this as well, like lack of social awareness with humans. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what's going on. Maybe it is COVID related. Everyone was tucked away for 2 years or something, and people have forgotten how to behave in public. There is certain, like, it is funny how often I'll speak to our 5-year-old about this, that like, because when a kid asks you why something is, it often tests you, doesn't it? Challenges, like, why is this? And but I was like, well, if we want to live in a civilized society, there are certain rules we have to follow. Like, everyone can't just shit in the middle of the street. Do you know what I mean? Because if you can do it, everyone can do it, and then there's shit everywhere. So we've got to think about this thing, like, how do we want civilization to look? Do we want people to just be able to barge into queues, or do we want people to just stand patiently and wait and all agree that there are certain rules around it? And this is a big one for that. It's fucking...
Did you read the Christmas one?
Yeah, the Christmas one, it's funny because if it wasn't written in that's what I say about the tone. If it wasn't written in the Daily Mail tone, I'd agree with it more. But it's just the way these stories come across when written in the Daily Mail. They come across very like snooty, I think.
Yeah.
Like that story even about the restaurant. If he didn't keep banging on about it being a fucking expensive restaurant and a £700 bill, I'd have more sympathy with him. But he comes across as a cunt.
Yeah.
Because he keeps saying that. Like, mate, stop going on about how fucking flash you are because you can afford to go to this restaurant.
Yeah, and
it's
of
not
course there's nothing for the kids. It's an expensive restaurant.
Yeah, but regardless of that, it's not appropriate in any restaurant where it's not a kid's restaurant for kids to have iPads at the table and be playing music. Do you know what I mean? Like, and someone put that in one of the comments, didn't they, on that article? Like, that's not appropriate at all. Full stop.
Well, this one is why I refuse to buy any capital letters gifts this Christmas, and doting grannies and aunties can't either.
But have you...
And then goes
you
on
read
to
the whole
explain.
article?
Yeah, it goes on to explain sort of, like, we've got all this stuff already and we've got all these toys already and the kids don't even play with half of them and blah, 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 blah. But I just came back to, but the kids, and like, at the end, I get it. Some of what you were saying, like, in there about, the amount of stuff that ends up going to landfill or whatever and all this kind of stuff. But then I just thought, but the kids aren't going to get it because the kids.
Yeah.
And so, like, literally everyone else who they hang around with or whatever is going to get prezzies at Kimbo.
But also,
and they're not, because the Mars going on about landfill. And
no, but it's a completely misleading article. And I'm glad I read the whole thing, because the headline and the first 2/3 of the article suggest that her kids are not going to have anything to open on Christmas Day. But that isn't what so she's saying her grandparents, the kids' grandparents and aunties and uncles are not allowed to get them anything. And their auntie's like, that's not fair because your kids are going to think that I'm just a fucking tight auntie and I'm not. But that's not what the mum's saying. What she's saying is about her own buying for her kids. They're going to recycle stuff and give them so they've rented. Last year, the kid wanted a violin, and instead of buying a violin, they rented one.
Yeah, I've seen that. But
so the kids are still going to, for all intents and purposes, their kids are still going to get presents from their parents on Christmas Day. They don't know that it's second hand or not, but they're not going to get presents off their auntie and grandparents. So that kid's memory of that Christmas is going to be, me auntie didn't get me anything.
Well, that's what I mean. And so that they've sort of pressed that onto other bits of the family. And it's, I don't know, it's just a bit of a, I think there's some values in there somewhere along the way, but ultimately, you're making it about you and you're not making it about the kids.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
That's exactly right.
And it's just let the kids have a good Christmas. And if you want to recycle stuff, we'll do that as well. And these bathfuls of, plastic toys that you talk about in the piece, take them to the charity shop.
Go and give them to poor kids. Yeah, you haven't got, because guess what? She talks about the cost of living, and that's the other thing. Both of these first articles and the third one we're going on, it feels like a lot of whininess. Do you know what I mean?
That's the nail for you,
but that's the point.
I don't even know why
she's whining about the cost of living crisis and all that. And you're like, yeah, but guess what, love?
You're all right.
Kids everywhere don't have boxes full of toys going spare. So go and give those presents. Yeah, here's a good lesson for your kids, which is what we're talking about to our kids about. We take all the old stuff and we go and give that to kids who need toys. Because then you're teaching your kids that not everyone has what you have and to value what you've got. Because and that, again, the general principle of the story, I get. And I semi-agree with. It's I was only saying the other day, it is funny that you go to, for international listeners, this is a cheapish shop, Home and Bargain. It's not even called Home and Bargain, that's just what we call it in this city. But I was only saying the other day, it's mad because you can go in there and it is dead cheap. You can get dead cheap stuff in there. You can buy a remote control car for £5. Guess what? Those remote control cars don't last very long. But I was only saying a few weeks ago, but actually it suits you because the kids get to play with them for a few weeks, then they get bored of them, then you lash them. And you're like, yeah, well, it's not great for landfill, but you can recycle as well. Do you know what I mean? You don't have to put everything in the fucking bin. But that's it. There's part of me that's well, that is just the way of the world, and I'm with you. So what about your kids?
Exactly. I just didn't get it. It just feels like, you've written a controversial angle piece because they constantly desire this content. And I think I've said before that, when I've worked in newspapers, I've been highly suspicious of some of the stuff that's come through from agencies and, this happened in this mad part of China or Hong Kong. And it'll be a video thing and you'll watch the video and you just think that just looks completely blag. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's not real. That's just an agency somewhere with the lack of scruples selling shit to any media that'll buy it. And any media being that desperate for clicks that they just buy it and lash it up there and on we go. Going to do my fact and then see where we are for time after that. So my fact I've gone for this week, well, it's a little bit of a question for you, first of all, to see whether you have in fact grown up around here or whether you're an alien. So do you remember? I mean, I'm being a little bit unfair because I think what are you, 43? Yeah, so I've got 4 years on you, so that might make a difference actually, but we'll see. But do you remember Blackless?
Blackless? No.
Definitely didn't grow up in Liverpool.
What was it?
So it was a massive department store in Liverpool.
In the city centre?
Yeah.
Go on.
So it's where... It's now called Richard John Blackler Weatherspoons on Great Charlotte Street. So as you come out of Lime Street and you've got the old cinema there, which they need to do something with that big massive pub there opposite St. John's. Yeah. That was a 6th floor department store. And it was Boss. And I remember it because it had a Christmas grotto and a big Father Christmas. It's famous for having a rocking horse as well, which ended up at Alder and I think now is at Liverpool Museum. But yeah, I just thought it'd be interesting to look into the backstory of it a bit because I read something about someone's trying to do a bit of a book on it because it was there's a big story about it, and its relationship with Liverpool. So it was opened in 1908, one of the biggest in the country, employed almost 1,000 staff, 6 floors, as I say, a basement. I always remember that basement as well because it had the pocket money section. And I used to go with my nan and buy bits and bobs, little plazzy toys or whatever like that I could afford. And, but it always felt like a big treat. And they had, like I say, they had the grotto there. So you go and see Father Christmas and say what you want for Kimbo and all that. But it closed in, and this is where I was like, maybe I'm being a bit unfair to you. Closed in 1988.
Yeah.
So, by then I'm 12 or whatever.
Yeah.
But you might have just missed it.
Yeah. So I even as you're talking about this, I'm like, in my head, that what you're talking about is the equivalent of like Lewis's or Rapid for me. Do you mean they're what I remember as kids?
Yeah. But also, George Harrison worked there, and Pete Best, obviously the original drummer in the Beatles, his ma, Mona, bought his drum kit from the music department in Blacklas as well. I think most people who know the sort of story of the war will know that area of town got absolutely blitzed, including Lewis's, but Blacklas did as well. And they had to basically rebuild it. But in the meantime, it moved to Bold Street and Church Street across like a number of outlets and basically kept going. The Rockin' Horse, the famous Rockin' Horse, Blackie, was gifted to Alder now at the museum, and the massive Father Christmas. So there was this big, huge, 18-foot Father Christmas, that just stood right through the centre of the store, if you like, which is quality. Slowly over time, that deteriorated, but they've remade it, and that is now at the Museum of Liverpool Life on the docks.
Oh, nice.
If anyone's listening remembers that as a kid and wants to go and sort of jog the memory about the old days, if you like, you can go and see that now in the cinema. In the cinema? We have just got cinema from. My head's battered with this flu. You can go and see that in the museum, is the word I actually meant to say. How are we doing for time now, lad?
About 56 minutes you've done.
56 minutes. I think 56 minutes is all right, because we also need to say that we are doing some other Crimbo shows. Do we know when they're even coming out?
No, Dylan needs to confirm, but we're filming them on Thursday, so they're going to be out around
over Kimbo
26th, 27th.
Yeah, so we're trying to keep it all going as ever. I think we'll do more of a Crimbo-y themed one, won't we, on Thursday?
Yeah.
Get the crackers in and that.
That'll be the main one and the subscription one, won't they?
Yeah.
And we'll be doing the live footy show we're going to do on the 29th, I think, aren't we? So we'll have to look out for that, when we're squeezing that in. And it's worth saying as well, last week's Patreon show might be our best ever. I haven't watched it back, but we've had a lot
loads of people seem to like it, didn't they?
Yeah.
It felt like a laugh when we were doing it, and loads of people said it was. I think it was all we were talking about the pits, weren't we? Playing footy at the pits.
Lots of random wild stuff. But so if you've got some time on your hands over Christmas, I know a lot of people take time off over Christmas, it's a good opportunity to take your 7-day free trial and get stuck into some of that stuff behind the paywall, isn't it? For free.
100%.
Little thing over Christmas, and if you don't like it, you can just cancel it.
Yeah, if you don't want to watch James Bond for the 50 millionth time, you can give that a go. And obviously, it's supporting what we do. So yeah, look out for the Crimbo shows. Look out for the footy show as well. We'll keep going. We'll keep putting stuff out there. Do all the usual stuff as well if you can. So subscribe to the channel, like the show, comment on the show. All that helps to sort of, helps with the YouTube algorithm and gets it out there and gets it in front of more people's eyes. And thanks for supporting us all the way through the year. We'll do the Happy Christmas stuff on the next show, but in case it's out after Christmas then, isn't it?
We'll
say Happy Christmas then.
Have a good
Happy Christmas. Have a boss one. See you soon.